be a family man. He got to be financially stable. Your account is in the negative, ma'am. Overdraft fees. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a six-pack and be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together. This whole list that he got to be. You ain't even half the things on that list.
I can't believe that this girl's causing such a ruckus on social media right now. But however, let's go ahead and dive into this and really dissect what B. Simone is talking about. Actually, before I get into that, I want to just bring up a couple of things. First of all, if you recall, last year I actually did a video about B. Simone, but it was in regards to her preference about the 9-to-5 guy in that situation. But here's the video, just in case you forgot.
Then another thing too is that B. Simone, she's talking from her own point of view, from her own reference, from her own mentality. This is what she's desiring, you know what I'm saying, this 9-to-5 thing. B. Simone is not the spokesperson for every black woman on the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Not every black woman on the planet Earth thinks like B. Simone, you know what I'm saying, or think that this cool. Because I was saying there was a lot of black women that disagree with her too. It was some that agree with it, it was some that disagree with it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, first of all, it's just really her preference, you know what I'm saying? If she feel that way, that's where her mindset is at, you know what I'm saying? That you have no other choice but to respect it.
Now, the second thing that I want to bring up is that I'm not going to address the controversial issues that's going on with B. Simone. The controversial issue with which her dealing with plagiarizing certain people's work. I'm not dealing with that in this particular video. The reason why I'm not dealing with that in this particular video because a great YouTube creator, a great podcaster, one of my close YouTube friends, he goes by the name of Mario J. His show is called Tough Love Podcast. If y'all have a moment, please go ahead and like and subscribe to his channel. He's on YouTube and he also on Facebook as well. Now, he had brought up great content breaking down the whole thing about the plagiarism thing, and also further breaking it down by his personal preference, his personal point of view about B. Simone's situation. So that's the reason why I'm not going to address that, because I feel like Mario, he did a great job addressing that. So once again, just like and subscribe. His channel is called the Tough Love Podcast. What I am going to do is that I'm going to address exactly what B. Simone is talking about in regards to this particular video that I just showed you. The reason why it really caught my attention is because lately there has been this huge movement about this about people giving advice about relationships, about being this relationship type guru, having all these type self-help programs, self-help books, all these different things. All right. The reason why I want to bring this up is because I want to actually talk about the possible dangers behind this. The reason why I want to talk about the possible dangers behind this is because a lot of these people who doing this self-help things, these self-help books, they create these self-help books. They create certain content regarding self-help or trying to help people to evolve a certain way. It be on their personal preference or they be on their personal point of view. Like I stated in my last video about B. Simone. Now, In that last video, B Simone, she was just basically talking about her preference in a man, that she want a man to be this and that, blah, 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 blah. All right. And I said in that video, that's her personal preference. If that's what she desired, that is her. But the dangers behind when you transition from something that you personally want, then you try to transition that into thinking that this is an overall requirement that everyone must follow. That's the issue that I personally have with that. The reason why is because everyone's situation is not the same. So it's not going to work out exactly how you presenting the help. There are people who deal with domestic violent relationships. So just by applying the logic that B. Simone said and apply to someone who's dealing with domestic violence, how would that situation work out for that person? 9 times out of 10, it is not going to work out at all. You're dealing with a person who has domestic violence. You're dealing with a person who's a narcissist. You're dealing with a person who have certain mental disorders. You're dealing with people who's hurt and trying to heal, and you try to apply this certain logic or this certain jargon to that situation. It's not going to work. Then that's when people start coming back to all these, love gurus, all these relationship experts, all these self-help people, and saying, well, I apply this to my situation, why it's not working? This is the reason why I say these certain things, it can be very dangerous to people as well. Now, if I were to be a self-help agent or a self-help curator, what I personally would do is this. I will create content there'll be a balance. I'll create content or I'll create a book or wherever the case may be where it balances out the situation, where it could apply to any type of situation. Not just one preferable situation where you can make your money. At the end of the day, also, a lot of people who does this, they really just doing it because they know that's what's marketing and that's what's going to sell too as well. They know that if you sell them hope, if you sell them something to give to motivate them, motivational, they know that is going to sell. Here's a case in point. Just like when people go to a lot of these churches or synagogues or wherever place of worship they go to, it's the same concept because the pastors, the bishops, the teachers, the leaders, they all take the same type of class, which is a psychology class that they must take. And it deals with the same thing, which is it's a motivational thing to try to motivate people, to try to make them feel a certain way, or feel a certain way that they want them to feel instead of dealing with the actual issue itself. So that's the reason why they have, the praise and worship thing and all this thing to make you feel a certain type of way. But it's not helping the overall nucleus of the situation. And this is the reason why I say, situations like this, it creates a danger to certain people, not all people, to the certain ones who try to follow this logic or this reason or this way of thinking based on what's been presented to them. Unfortunately, the media, social media, people rely on people to be the spokesperson of their situation, to try to help them get out of their situation instead of them taking accountability for their self and get their own self out of certain situation that they need to be in. Now, I'm not saying that you should totally not listen to people like B. Simone or all these other curators or these self-help people. I'm not saying that what they doing is evil and is, demonic or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these people who does this, they have to take consideration that it's not just a black or white situation or this situation doesn't apply to everyone's situation when it doesn't. Everyone is not in that situation. It's not this, as you say, this unicorn type of situation where you're in the situation and you start listening to them, you start building your own self up, but you're still dealing with the BS that you're dealing with right now with whatever relationship it is that you're dealing with. This is the reason why people mentality is the way that it is. This is the reason why when you enter into certain relationships, the relationship have a 90-day fail. And the reason why is because they listen to these self-help people. They take it as face value instead of just taking some snippets that they got and taking a little bit of information that they give you, take that and apply to whatever it is that's going on. And you begin to go through your healing. You begin to evolve yourself. And then you begin to realize if whatever relationship you're in, if this is the best fit situation, instead of trying to add on to it. There are a lot of things out there that I did videos about. I did videos about the love language book as well. Different things out there, and I say the same as that thing that these particular self-help books, it doesn't apply to everyone's situation, so it can't be just black and white. You know what I'm saying, like that. Also, another thing too is that these books, sometimes people take these books as such a face value where they make these books become law. Y'all remember the book that Steve Harvey did when he did a book talking about Think Like a Man or something like that? And every woman took that book as face value like it was the Holy Bible itself. And women started using that exact jargon that Steve Harvey was talking about, that same logic that Steve Harvey was talking about, and start trying to apply to that relationship and thinking that book is going to help evolve their relationship. Later on down the line, many women start figuring out that this book doesn't apply to every situation. Preferably, it doesn't apply to my situation. And that's all that I'm talking about. When you do self-help things, you got to take accountability for the audience that you presented to. You got to think beyond that. You have to think that this has to have some type of balance to it. There have to be some type of balance to it. Because if not, then more likely what you're doing, you causing that person that you're presenting this knowledge to at a higher probability chance to fail. That's what you're doing. So that's all I'm saying with this situation. It would be Simone where she was giving this whole thing. Now, once again, this whole list that she was talking about, you say you gotta do this, you gotta say do it. If that's her personal preference, it's nothing wrong with that. It's her preference. But when you start evolving it into rules, regulation, and law, then there's an issue with that. That's all I'm saying. So, at the end of all this, I do wish B Simone well in her endeavors. I know that she do have the best interest not only for herself but for other people as well. And I also could see, just based on different things I've seen with B Simone, I could see that she's growing into certain areas, but as she's growing, she's learning, she's developing, she's doing certain things, and she's learning stuff, which that's fine. That's the whole point of life experience. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I do it. I'm evolving every single day, learning different things every single day, evolving every single day into a better version of me. But at the end of the day, I don't solely rely self-help gurus. I don't solely rely on certain books or anything like that to help me evolve. I may take little snippets of it and apply to my being and take that snippet in and let it evolve within me. That's what I'll do. But I don't take it as face value that I got to follow what B. Simone or any one of these people are saying. I got to follow line by line, T by T, you know. I don't do that. And that's how I'm saying with y'all as well, is that at the end of the day, you don't just take that stuff, what they're saying, as strictly face value, you follow it as law, and blah, 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 because it may not work for your situation. If it don't work, you regroup, you do certain things, and you just improve and evolve. And it's just as simple. Y'all just let me know what you